All right, he's got his headphones are wonky.
I don't know if this is working any better. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. I hear you guys. I think I got a loosey-goosey here. I got a...
Oh.
Well done.
Hey, that's
I got a... We're rolling around. We're rolling around in the tube here.
That's what he
Did
said.
try knotting it off?
Like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Yeah, man. I'm just going to have to... I'm just going to have to wrap my fist around it and keep it ready.
Oh my god. There's the show intro.
Yeah.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
This week's Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by Poddex, Wild Bill's Sodas, drinkwildbills.com, Grill Your Ass Off, grillyourassoff.com. Put bacon in the promo code in any of those and get 10% off your entire order.
Yes. Also, make your marble shiny at manscaped.com. And if you use the promo code BACONPOD, you'll get 20% off.
And free shipping.
And free shipping.
Most of all, we would like to thank our peeps over at Patreon. Patreon.com/baconismypodcast. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you would like to check out the Patreon, go there and see what we have to offer. There's extra shows, extra content, all kinds of fun stuff. And, of course, most importantly of all, anybody that's listening to this, thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for listening. Stay in the conversation with hashtag What's Your Bacon and hashtag BaconPod.
Yes.
And now on to the show. How was your week, man?
I was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I was sick as a dog.
Like all week, right?
All week. I don't know what happened. Like, we recorded on that Sunday. Monday, I woke up. I was like, yeah, I'm a little sluggish. Maybe I'll tell them I'm going to be in late. And then I got to work about an hour late. And 2 hours in, I just, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I drove up the road, and I threw up on the road, which is always fun.
Monday, I thought maybe it was just like a hungover thing, because we did drink a little bit more last week than we normally do.
Because we did a lot of
taping. And we were here pretty late. So I thought maybe, because I felt a little bit dehydrated in the morning, and I was headachy and stuff, and I was like, all right, well, I drank a lot. And I thought maybe that was it, but then you were sick all week long.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yes, it was not fun.
But you're feeling better now.
I am. I'm finally feeling better. Today was the first day that I started feeling good. I was out for 6 days.
That's rough.
I was out for the count. All I did was go to bed, pee, go to bed. And that was it. They brought food to me.
Right.
I didn't have solid foods until yesterday. That's probably why I feel a lot better. But yeah, man, it was a rough week. And then today, just made up for it. I made a pot of sauce.
Yeah, made your Sunday sauce.
I made some slow cooker chicken.
Nice.
I just did a bunch of things. I made up for lost time. I made the kids lunch before anything.
Nice.
Jen was like, "Oh, you making up for lost time?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yes, I am.
I am reveling in the fact that I don't feel like absolute garbage.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
How about you?
My week was long. It felt really long. I'm learning songs. I'm learning songs for the other band I'm in, Crash Transit. We're releasing a record, and so I'm relearning songs because we're starting rehearsals again for it. We're on the artwork section of the record, so I'm trying to offer any kind of help I can with that because I've done it a number of times, and so I'm kind of helping out as much as I can with information and links and sites, but then also some editing, and then trying to do stuff with my own band and just trying to keep up on everything. So it just felt like an extra long week.
Yeah,
there were so many things to have to do.
Right.
That it was I I didn't even know today was Sunday when it started because I was like, I don't have a day off ever. That's just not a thing that I have. So I
have different days.
Yeah, I just have different days. I have different obligations on different days.
Right.
But there's not a day where I don't have to leave the house and be somewhere.
Right.
And then I have all the other stuff that goes along with it. But just adding those few extra things just made it like, oh my God, how am I gonna get all this done? So that's kind of where the week I had, but that is better than being sick and bedridden. So I watched a busy week.
I watched a lot of Batman cartoons.
Oh, nice.
Like the
animated
DC
series?
No, the DC animated movies. So I did Long Halloween, which is
a good
new,
one. Yeah,
newer. I did both parts. That was 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Then I fell asleep. I did Dark Knight Returns again. I've watched that a number of times.
It's great though.
Part 1 and 2. Fell asleep.
Yeah.
I did. What was the other one that I did? Oh, I did Batman Ninja, which visually is great.
Really crazy, right?
Visually is great. Storyline wise, it's awful.
Right. But cool.
Yeah, like the visuals kept me up.
Yeah.
And I didn't fall asleep in the middle of it. So.
Disney Plus has a bunch of Star Wars shorts. I can't remember the name of it now, but one of them is very much that kind of artwork. And it's a very Star Wars,
very cool.
Jedi, ninja, samurai type thing.
Wow. Okay.
Which is pretty awesome. Like that's pretty awesome too. But those are good. I've seen those. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun. So I do highly suggest them. HBO Max.
Yeah.
So
are you a Peacemaker yet?
I'm getting there.
Dude.
I'm getting there.
It's so good.
I have to. Like, I was feeling sick, so I needed to watch something that I was
that you could fall asleep and in and out
and not feel bad about it. You know, I did Civil War one day.
Right.
You know,
dude, get on it. It's great. It's worth it.
I will.
100%.
But today, on today's show, we've got the band Haunter.
Yeah.
We've got 3 members of the band, which is a little more than we usually have.
Yep, Lucy, Inoma, and Mark.
Yeah,
hanging out with us today. And they were fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with those guys.
It gets a little blue. We work a little blue, as they say in the comedy world, when you use excessive amounts of cursing. And there's definitely a PG-13 rating on this episode before you go in to listen to it.
We talk about sad hand jobs. So
sad hand jobs, yeah.
Yeah,
so just so you're aware, not that it matters. I mean, if you listen to this show, you're kind of you're along for the ride anyway.
Yeah.
But we read the room. We read the room and we go where they go.
Yeah. And if you saw the intro, I mean,
the
intro.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So that interview is going to start
now.
Yeah.
That's why I said it with a question. Now.
I saw what you did.
But it was clever now.
No, it's not.
It kind of was now. Yeah. Now!
Everybody gets one.
All right.
Now.
All right, so we just played the fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw our new sponsor next to us at the fair. Right? Any of you that have ever been to festivals, one of the coolest spots to go to is that spot that's selling you sodas with the copper mugs.
Oh, they're the best.
Wild Bill's, dude.
Yes. And you don't just have to go to a fair to get their stuff anymore. You can go to drinkwildbills.com and they'll send it right to your house.
They sent that ginormous box to us.
Huge box of stuff, and it made me realize that Wild Bill's isn't just soda.
Yeah, I thought it was at first, but man, the jerky and
nuts and coffee.
Oh man, snack foods, coffee, everything.
And if you go there now, drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, of course, and you get 10% off.
Oh, dude, check it out. Stick with us because we're going to be letting you know how that coffee tastes. We're going to be doing some tasting episodes on literally everything in the box.
Yes.
So stick with us. But Dude, you've had it. You've been at fairs. I've bought it. I bought that mug. It's awesome. I love it.
And now, again, we're heading into the winter months. It's going to get a little colder. No more fairs. Just have it delivered right to your door.
Drinkwildbills.com.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say. Once. Check it out. Promo code BACON.
Okay. So get this right. So I'll be like, I'm Mike and I'm Damien. Well, I like the consuming though. That's a good line. No, and we are Felicity, and you are consuming. Bacon is my podcast.
And you are consuming.
And you are consuming. That's a good adjective. That's a good verb. Verb.
All right, you got it? Do you want to practice again, or you got it?
Let's try it. I'm Mike.
And I'm Damien.
And we are Felicity. And you are consuming. Bacon is my podcast.
Do I do my radio voice?
You have to now.
Hey.
That's it.
Sorry. Sorry, that was good. That was
the true sultry, because there's always
sultry. It moved
hey, but there's also hey.
Oh.
Welcome to Bacon is my podcast.
Welcome.
Today we are hanging out with the band Haunter. What's going on, guys?
Yo.
What's going on?
Hey. I'm just in my car drinking Gatorade.
But not with the keys in it.
Right, yeah. No keys in it, so.
I am in my home drinking mostly rum. And not going to lie to y'all, pretty fucking fantastic.
Nice.
Well, I mean, is it like regular rum or is it like coconut rum?
Oh, I don't fuck with coconut rum. Like this is silver rum, and because clearly I'm trying to die young, I've mixed it with an energy drink and some Kool-Aid.
Oh,
nice.
I find nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So funny enough, what I used to love, and Lucy, you've got the Gatorade going. I actually loved Parrot Bay and Blue Gatorade. I wrote a song about that. I wrote a song about it, and it's delicious. It'll get you real messed up real quick.
The song is also delicious. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Also, pro tip, like if you throw a little bit of Kool-Aid in your Truly or White Claw, bam, game changer.
It's like they explained to the person who made those flavors. They were like, somebody without taste buds had somebody with taste buds explaining to them what it tastes like, but they weren't quite sure.
And that's their guess?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically they're like alcoholic LaCroix. They're just like, hey, have you ever liked the idea of a fruit? Try this.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the vitamin water
fruit,
of.
But not really tasty?
Yeah, you know what fruit this tastes like? You're not going to be able to tell, but if you read it on the can, you'll get an idea.
Yeah.
Also,
fucking raspberry. I guess it's a raspberry.
Yeah.
So
it's a berry.
Here's their pitch. They're just like, hey, do you know someone who's had this fruit? Cool. Have them stand next to you after 3 days, breathe into your mouth, and that's kind of the flavor you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's like the bottom of a juice bottle when you fill it back up with water.
Right.
It's that taste.
Yeah. Someone didn't clean this. That's what it tastes
like.
But
I will say this, and people don't necessarily agree with me, but Truly is way better than White Claw.
It is. It is.
You know what?
Definitely better.
Truly
is better than White Claw.
Okay, because it doesn't have that nasty aspartame taste to it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I do agree. I had White Claw.
White Claw and LaCroix are like if someone whispered the name of the fruit down a very long hallway.
They're like, I think it's a raspberry, but I'm not sure. Like, it might be a raspberry. Is it a cherry? Is it a raspberry? What is it? We're not sure. It's flavored somehow. It's like if someone farted a raspberry into seltzer water, that's kind of what White Claw. Definitely the Trulies are better for sure.
It's like that scene
like
from
fart,
Biodome.
you know?
Right.
Where what's it?
Yes.
Stephen Baldwin is smelling Pauly Shore's farts. Keep cruising.
Oh. Okay.
And he's telling him what he had for breakfast.
Biodome.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, Jimsy. You think grilling season is over?
Almost, right?
No. Grilling season is never over because of a new sponsor of ours.
Ooh, what is it?
GrillYourAssOff.com.
I love the name already.
Yeah. It's a veteran-owned company that sells spices, barbecue sauces, cool swag, even cookbooks.
Oh, you know what? You sent me a link to that. I checked it out. That was awesome. They had some cool recipes right on their site. That was pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's for free. But now that they're a sponsor, they've decided that if you use the promo code BACON, you get 10% off your order.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm ready. I'm definitely ordering some spices. They had a couple that looked really killer.
Yeah, and it's really, there's so many different selections that there's really a spice for everybody. The guys that are like heat heads, and even the people that just want something subtle, delicious, sweet, whatever it is, they've got something for everybody.
Awesome. Did we order any? Did we have any coming?
We've got some coming.
Nice.
And we're going to do some tasting episodes over on the Patreon.
Awesome. So
with
stick
a little
around.
bit of grill your ass off stuff.
Stick around, everyone, because once we get those in, we're going to taste them, we're going to go through them, and then we're going to let you know what we think and maybe give you some choices that we would kind of go for.
So once again, head over to grillyourassoff.com, use that promo code BACON, and get 10% off.
Sweet.
Hi, my name is Patty Negri. I am a psychic, medium, and good witch. And I am consuming Bacon is my podcast.
That's solid reference.
So do you guys have a like for me, I can't drink rum because I time travel, and so I have to stay away from the rums.
Okay, I very much want to unpack that thought right there.
Well,
what?
The last one of the last times I drank rum, I showed up to see your band open up for Seven Dust, which was fantastic. Except for the fact that I have no recollection whatsoever of the show, and because as I was walking in, someone was walking out, and they were walking out with a bottle of Sailor Jerry, and they said they won't let us bring this in, and I was like, yeah, that's what happens at bars. That's clubs. That's what they do. And they said, do you want it? And I said, let's all do a shot right now. You guys first. And they took their shots. And I said, well, then, yes, I'll take it. And I took their bottle. Mm-hmm. And I kept going outside with friends and having some. And then I woke up on the ground next to my car the next morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember hanging out and having a barbecue with Seven Dust.
I was there. I got on their bus. I saw photographs of myself that I wasn't in because I saw my face and I was like, "That's someone else is wearing that," you know, like. And that's that's not the only time with rum. Yeah. That's just one of those things, you know.
That's the one time that I can definitely confirm.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't rum. To be honest, I don't even know what it was.
Roofie.
Could have been a lot of things.
Yeah, right. Roofie drink.
There was this, and see, like, I don't even remember the whole day. I think I was in Michigan. I think I was in Pontiac.
It's like I think.
And it was my birthday, and people kept buying me Jameson shots all day, and it was cool. Man. I was fine. After the show ended, the headlining band, the headliner was Combi Christ, and they got word that it was my birthday, and so they threw me down on the ground, and this lady made this big jug of like, it was some kind of punch or something that she made, and
jungle juice,
whatever.
It
was like a jungle juice. I don't remember what she called it. It was delicious, but they threw me on the ground and just opened up the spout until, I was choking. And I remember I stood up, I walked to the bathroom, I wiped my face off, and that's all that I remember.
Yeah.
There's pictures of me, supposedly I hung out all night. Supposedly I grabbed a bottle of Jim Beam and just started slamming it. I ate a whole pizza. I played piano. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Quite an evening.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like a great night. I mean,
so I stay away from the jungle juice and that.
Yeah, stay away from the jungle juice. I was told that I did whippets in a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And you don't remember?
I don't. I just walked into their coffee section and just took care of all their and whippets. What the fuck am I doing whippets for? I'm a grown up.
Jesus Lord.
I'm not sure. I did them at 15.
Yeah. It's apparently vodka, I guess, because I've only I'm not a fighter. I'm more of a lover. But there was one time, I'm like, why am I even saying this on like a literal public show? But whatever, this person can suck my balls. I went to this dude's birthday. I was like 22, 23 maybe. And we had, of course, we're all drinking, whatever. And this kid was turning 21. He's younger than me. So, but we've been friends for like a long time. So we're all standing around this fire, right? Everybody's drinking, whatever. And he keeps like fucking with me, man. Like, I'm usually like, ha ha, oh, it's great, good time. It was not a good time. I immediately got like so pissed. And because he kept trying to knock my glasses off of my face, like I'm wearing contacts now, but I usually wear glasses. And this guy kept messing with me. And so I remember taking like the handles. It was like I guess like not Smirnoff, but what's it called? Like the old, like not Taka, but the other one. It's like a cheap ass, whatever piece of shit vodka.
McCormick's?
That one. That's the one.
There it is.
Wow.
Because it was
Garbage
Hold that out, too.
This one.
Nice.
It was not good at all. So, well, okay, mind you, I also had a shot of moonshine, so that may very well
could be a thing. Could be a thing.
Yeah, my countryside came out, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. Y'all know I'm secretly a hillbilly, so whatever. We were drinking this vodka, and he keeps messing with me. And all I remember is like literally kicking this dude's ass in front of all of his friends at his own birthday party. Like I shit you not, wrestled this guy who's like almost a foot taller than me, jumped up, put him in a headlock, got him down on the ground, got my glasses back, kicked him in the ribs into a fire, like the outside of a fire, grabbed the fucking bottles of liquor and fucking pour it on him outside of the
Hell
fire.
yeah.
Like, happy birthday,
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I was like, somebody else, bro. I'm not.
Yo, Lucy, that's straight up assault.
That's gangster.
Yeah, that's super
Don't fuck
hardcore.
with me then, you know?
That's
like,
not that was in self-defense. He started it.
Yeah, he
started it.
smacked the glasses.
Yeah.
I warn everybody. I have not hit that many people in my life, but before I hit you, I will warn you, and I will tell. I told him, like, swear to God, like a dozen times, like, leave me alone, you know, whatever. Ha ha. Like, okay, it's your birthday. It's funny. Like, whatever. But man, yeah, just no patience. I guess the moonshine just
Social cues, man. Got to
Well,
read
yeah,
those social
right?
cues.
Patience. You didn't knock him out the first time.
doing it. It's not like I'm just like some wild bitch. I mean, well, you know, whatever. But usually, I'm like trying to. I'm like trying to stick up for myself. I'm like, no, yeah, I am. I am always like that.
I don't hear anything wrong with anything you said.
Yeah. It sounded like he had it coming to him.
Yeah.
No, he definitely did. I don't regret it. I saw him a couple years ago. Actually, you know, it was last year, in the summer of last year, driving, because it was in my hometown. I saw him driving, and I pulled up next to him, and I was just like, sped off. I was like, oh.
Don't fuck with me.
I rolled down my window, and I was like, what's up, pussy boy?
That is savage.
Yeah,
that is savage, but it's great.
That dude still has nightmares.
Who is
That's
this?
amazing.
Like, all petty.
Dude, as if I couldn't love you more.
I love that you clearly won, but then still held on enough to years later be like, fuck you, man.
I don't let go of a grudge, you know. I keep them motherfuckers.
Yeah, we beef for life.
Hey, that's song fuel. That's performance fuel.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Jesus.
Cardi B said, if we got beef, we gonna beef forever. And I'm like, bitch, same. I keep the same ass energy the whole time.
That is fantastic.
shit.
You guys,
phenomenal.
So what is fun about you guys is you, Mark and Noma, you are you're like punk guys. You're all about punk music and stuff like that. You're, for the most part, you came from punk backgrounds.
Punk and
Mm-hmm. And Lucy, you are metal as fuck, I've listened to your other band, Apothic, and I was like, oh, her fucking scream is gnarly. I love it.
I was going back and forth when I was listening to stuff. I was like, and then go back to the other one and be like, yes, that's her.
Yeah.
But
when you combine forces, you guys are pop as fuck.
Yes.
And
definitely.
that is awesome. And the fact that you guys are like doing that, it shows that, you know, you don't necessarily have to fit into this mold of you have to do one type of music, and you guys are like branching out and trying to do other stuff and stuff like that. So how did it come together as this sonically? Like, Lucy, were you kind of been doing the metal thing for a while? I want to do a pop project, and you know, you guys from pop.
Really. I mean, Anoma kind of came to me with the idea. We had played a show together at a House of Blues here in Houston, like 5 or 6 years before he had contacted me, I guess. And maybe, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. Had been a while. I didn't really know him or anything. I knew of him, but like we'd only met at that one show like at a time. And he messaged me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it was. And he's like, hey, man, would you ever be interested in doing a pop project? And the funny thing is, like, it's literally, so I'm 28 right now, and it's actually a goal of mine to have like an album or at least a few songs of each genre before I'm 30. And I had literally never told anybody like that goal ever until he kind of brought it up to me with the pop stuff. And I was like, actually, man, like, this is a goal of mine, bro. And I'm ready to do something something different. Cause I've been in a metal band it's been like 10 years now, bro. It's been like a while. So, I just wanted to do something different. You know what I mean? And it's definitely, it was definitely challenging. I'll tell you that. Like at first, I'm so used to having like this complete like control of what I do, like vocally and, melodically, whatever I'm writing, like lyrically, whatever. And Apotheca's usually just like, cool, man, like we love it, it's fucking sick, like dope. And then I go to record with them and I recorded like 2 lines and they're like, whoa, no, we don't like that, we need to change the thing and make it more simple and do this. And I'm like, what the fuck, like I was like, okay. It took me a second, and I'm glad that we've done this because it's taught me a lot about like, I know, like, be serious for a second, whatever, but it's like for real that we like to think that in our own world and in our own perception that we're always right and we know the best of what we want for ourselves. But having like Anoma, really everybody, and especially Tyler, our producer, they kind of like opened my brain to, you know what, like if we all have ideas, whoever has the best idea wins. It's not that it's my idea and I'm so stuck on it that I'm right. I want to be the one that had the idea. It really isn't like that at all. It's very much like whoever has the best idea, we try whatever it is, and then whatever works the best and sounds the best is what happens. So it really taught me, like, not that I thought I was just like the shit or anything, but I was just very used to not being ever like corrected or like, really, we all kind of do our own thing. You know what I mean? My drummer does the drum parts, guitarist does the guitar parts. So we very much stay in our own lanes, and doing that for so long, going to so many people who had so many ideas of what their perception was for a new project. We all kind of had like this lane that we were shifting towards in our own minds, but getting to hear that everybody else had such good ideas kind of like checked me into like, oh shit, maybe I should listen to other people. And then that everybody else's openness to like changing the song, and if it's not your idea, don't get stuck on your idea, because if it sucks, it fucking sucks, and that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Nothing personal. Whatever makes the song better is what makes the song better. So it's definitely it was challenging at first, but now I like having the input from other people to kind of ask me like, is that the best that you can do? Because we can always do better. So definitely was different recording for the first time and not having like live instruments, you know what I mean? Like a full drum set and definitely very much a different recording process to learn. But it's taught me a lot about myself, a lot of patience, a lot of understanding of, other people. And we're not always right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not always right in our own opinions and our own perceptions. So it's widened me musically, really, to want to almost listen more to what everybody else is saying than to my own self. You know what I mean? Like, if it's Tyler, dude's a genius. Like, what the fuck do I know more than him? So it's helped me a lot as a musician, and I'm so glad to do this because it really has taught me like a lot about music. So just in general, like everything. So
that's awesome.
It's been rad, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get better by not getting challenged.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm glad. I'm really glad that we did it because it was so random that this happened. Like, I barely knew these people, and then they're like, "Do you want to go to LA and make music?" And I was like, "Fuck it! Like, let's go! Why not?" There was like this much of a chance of it actually like happening and turning into an actual band, and then like much less it working and people liking it. So it's been very interesting to just see where. Like, I like to tell people, I'm like, just say yes to everything. Like, as much as you can, say yes to everything. If you think it's cool, whether it's hard or not, fuck it. Like, do it. Because no one ever did anything great by, not, like you're saying, like, by not being challenged, by not being questioned, and checked a little bit. So it's been a vast reality check for me, which it's been great. It's made me appreciate a lot more about the simplicity of music, for sure.
We'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And before we get into this week, if one episode just isn't enough for you and you need a little bit more Bacon is My Podcast, head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast. Over there, you will get access to monthly live streams, discounts on merch, early and commercial-free access to Bacon is My Podcast episodes. Some of them are even extended surprise giveaways, additional shows, including Tasting is My Passion, and, of course, Cooking with Bacon is My Passion. And oh yeah, you get a crap ton of music. That's right, all of Jimmy and Mike's bands, previous, current, whatever it is, you'll get access to that music, demos, and much, much more. Just head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast and learn what the hoopla is all about.
All right, I've been preparing my whole life for this. Hey, it's Lainey Fenney, and you are consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
Yeah, nice. Nelma, I wanted to ask you. So you kind of had the brainchild to put this together, to do this. Like, you were the kind of the genesis of it. How has it been different? And everybody can kind of chime in on that too, because I'm sure everybody had a different experience. Like, I come from an area of, you grab whoever locally, that plays an instrument and you kind of jive with, and you become a band and you do it. And then you find that, like, oh man, I have so much more drive than this person does. Then you switch things around.
Right.
Like, what was it like putting together like a quote super group, being able to kind of like pick the people that you wanted to work with? And how has that kind of helped you guys? Because really you've done a lot really fast. And that's awesome. Like, you guys have kind of, you came together and immediately started putting out quality stuff and immediately kind of got notice. And that's a pretty cool place to be. How do you think putting it together the way that you did helped with that?
Ooh. So I think really at my core, like, it sounds cheesy, but I just wanted to do like something that I thought was cool with some friends. Like, I literally was just like, I'd rather work with people who I have a good time with than care about like the level of musicianship or the level of skill that they have. Like, I was very much like, I care more about who you are as a person than like your musical ability, because you can practice and get better, but I can't teach you to be a better person.
Right.
I can't teach you to care more about like the vision than yourself. So like, I intentionally wanted to work with people who look like they had no ego.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented douchebags out there.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. There are a lot of talented douchebags out there, and I am fond of my old band, but I will not hesitate to say that I worked with very talented but very egotistical douchebags for a very long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not what I wanted to bring to Haunter. So I cared more about, could I sit down and have a beer with like Mark, or could I sit down and have drinks with Lucy and talk about life and the shit that we were going through, more than I cared about like how good they were in the studio or how, you know, talented they were as a vocalist. Like I cared more about the people than I did the actual like quote unquote level of talent.
Mm-hmm.
It just worked out that not only did I find good people, but I also found talented people and people who were willing to set aside their egos and set aside their personal agenda to serve the music. Like that was like the big thing. It was like, you know, I'm sure all like Mark and Lucy can kind of attest to this, but like Tyler would constantly say, embrace the suck. Like you have to get through all of your shitty ideas and release all of the emotional hangups you have because it's your idea, and strip your ego and think of what the song needs first. Put the song's needs first and everything else will kind of like come together. And so when, you know, I had met Tyler prior to anyone else in the band, and like he was touring in Danger Kits at the time, and we became friends just because like I gave him a place to stay and we would hang out and just like talk music, talk life, and like just kind of like feel each other out. And then like every time we talked about music and like putting a project together, he would always like kind of ask me like, well, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I'd be like, I just ultimately want to make cool shit with my friends and just kind of like start there. So there was no like, I would say there's no like grand design per se. Like, oh, I had this incredibly meticulous and well thought out thing. Like I know what I wanted and I knew what I'd be good at, but like I was just trying to find people who would complement that. Cause like I'm good at like vision, like I'll think of like the aesthetic and the artwork and the general vibe, but like I can't do that without everyone who's in this band. Like Mark is like my ride or die, straight up. Like I can't get shit done like in this band without Mark. Like I will not like mince words. Like that's my ride or die. Like without him, like this doesn't come together. And without Lucy taking that leap of faith and saying, fuck it. Dude, I met you once like a couple of years ago and we'll just fuck around and find out. Without everyone just like literally just saying, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna fucking figure this shit out, and like being able to like understand like, hey, we're just not gonna have any egos and we're just gonna come in and be positive. Like this would not come together. So if nothing else, like I don't think that I don't think like there was any sort of grand design. It was just kind of like, we'll just see what happens. But like at the core, it just all kind of came together because like we were generally all good people who just happened to find each other, and like we're like, cool, we'll just see what happens and we'll just kind of like piece it all together and just kind of have fun with it. Oh, sorry. But I was gonna end there, but I just realized I didn't give Mike his roses. I gotta give our boy Mike. Like Mike's been my best friend for a really long time, but where he shines is mostly like in the music side of things. Like Tyler and I will write a majority of the stuff, but Mike will come in with like things that will absolutely complement everything that we're kind of already putting together. Like he'll sit there and grab the guitar and like play a lead part, or be like, oh, hey, have we thought about changing the chord to this? Because it creates this kind of feel. And it'll be something that like either myself or Tyler didn't think of. I'll be like, oh, that's fucking perfect. Like everyone in this band brings something to the table, and it's something of equal value. So that's why it works. Like there are no egos in this band. It's weird. Everyone does something, and they all do something in their own lane really fucking well. And that's the only
really
reason
weird.
all of this works.
That is so weird.
Yeah,
but I think it's a pretty good endorsement to say that like you had people that decided to do this kind of leap with you just on the basis of like, hey, would you like to be in a band without any egos and people just kind of working together? Like for everybody that's listening that like is in a local band that is dealing with bullshit, like take a listen to that. How nice that would be. How great that is. You know, like that's a pretty big endorsement for that.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge, and it doesn't matter how popular the band is locally.
Right.
You're you know, for them to get together and just be like, hey, we're just gonna don't worry about getting your shit in. We're gonna get like
right.
We're gonna get this right for the song. You cool with that? Yeah, let's do that. And it's like, oh shit,
the song is the God we all serve.
Yeah,
exactly.
That exists somewhere.
Other than that, nothing really matters after that. You know, like
we should join their band.
You guys need two more guys.
You guys need.
I mean, yes, I will. Let's fuck it. Let's open this shit up. Start a 10-piece fucking pop band.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, you don't have a drummer.
Slipknot of pop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love Slipknot.
Well, something that you don't have a drummer on listen. So you said that this was originally going to be a studio band. Now with the pandemic kind of numbers dropping and everything like that, you guys looking to start playing shows and stuff like that? And how are you going to approach the drums? Because a lot of it is electronic on your records. Has there been discussions or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Like we've got people that we know and we love who are amazing drummers that we can kind of bring in like as we need it. But I think what we liked the most is that we realized that the dynamic was the best with the four of us, and like adding another person like this late in the game, it would just feel disingenuous. It'd feel like an add-on, like because the four of us have been in from the jump, and it would just kind of throw off the chemistry to add in like another like official member. So like we'll definitely have a drummer when we do live shows, and but it definitely won't be like a core member of the group like who is making decisions, or like will be kind of in the promos. Like it works with just the four of us. Like we are a family. Like so we're keeping that circle real small and tight. Like, but yeah, like we'll do shows eventually. Like we just want to see what the data is showing us, because we're from Houston, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like the first show that we do will be in Houston.
Sure.
Like if the data is showing us that we have a bigger following in fucking Miami or Chicago or LA or fucking Bismarck, North Dakota, like if we know that the fucking data is showing us like, hey, there's a real fan base here who's hungry for an experience that we can provide, then we'll do what's necessary to make that happen.
That's really cool.
That's a super smart way to do it. Yeah.
And as a band, I guess coming together and coming into their own during the pandemic, so many of us are just used to, okay, everybody just needs to get into a room, bash their instruments for a little while, write a few songs,
and then get into a van.
Yeah. And then, you record a record, and then you just tour, you play local shows, you play this, you play that. But now it's so different, and you can reach your audience in so many different ways. But yeah, like that's a great point. Like you guys are using the internet to your full disposal, right? And you're going to go, okay, yeah.
Using it like it's meant to be used.
So rather than play, 20, 30 shows in Texas, you're going to legit go somewhere where it's, supply and demand. It seems to work in so many businesses. Why wouldn't it work in music?
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants everything to be it's very much less about like albums now anyways than it is like singles. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same idea. It's like, why play shows all at once if there's not the interest? Because you may be just playing to as any local band knows, like 10 people, and it's like your mom and like your brothers or what, what I mean, like the other bands, like we don't want that. Like whenever we are playing shows, we want to know there's going to be people there. We want to know it's going to be dope, know it's going to be packed, and know what to expect. So, people are just like, oh, yay, music. Like, it's great. But we also, on the band side of it, we also have to make sure that it's like, monetarily there for us as well. Because if we're traveling and we're, going all across the damn country, you know what I'm saying? Like here to California, whatever, you could be wasting your time, bro. Like we would rather
losing
just
work.
like recording some of this stuff ahead of time. It's kind of the same thing. It's planning ahead of time to know that we have that pool in those areas instead of going to the area and just being like, surprise, hope you know
And
that we're
hoping,
here. Like
playing for the
Hope you
bartender.
like us.
So
yeah, exactly. You know what? I've done that before. So not
Me
trying
too.
To
Everybody
has.
We've all been seasoned. So.
You talked about like what the data says. What are you using? Like, I'm curious at what are you using as your data? I'm sure like plenty of our listeners want to know too. Like, how are you quantifying what's worth going to? Like, what's that metric?
So we're looking at a couple of things. Like first we'll look at like where our streaming is, like the areas that are streaming is strong. So we'll leverage tools like the analytics that we get from Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon. Like we'll look at all of that, and then we'll just like cross-reference like where the demographics are for our socials. So like, let's say for instance, if we're looking at Instagram and then we're looking at Spotify, we'll sit there and say, cool, like we're popping off in Brazil on Spotify. Do we see a close correlation to what we're seeing on Instagram? Like, so cool. We know that like a lot of our fan base is like South America, Brazil, like so Mexico, Brazil, like Honduras, Colombia. Like we know that like Southern America like fucks with our band. Like, but on top of that, we also look at, let's say, the US. So we'll sit there and say, okay, cool. What are the cities in the US that are like we're getting the highest number of streams versus like the highest number of social media engagement? Like, and be able to look at that and be like, cool, like, is demand strong enough for us there? Like, does it make sense to pack up a trailer, book a show, bring all our gear, bring lighting equipment, hire on techs to come with us, drive across the country and do a show at this place with these bands? And we're growing, so we're not quite there yet, but like those are the sort of things that I would have to look at, or we would have to look at before it would make sense for us to do it. Because we love what we do, like, and we love the band, but let's be honest, like this isn't paying the bills. Like this is not keeping the lights on in any of our houses just yet.
We don't get into bands to make money.
Exactly.
If you do, you're really dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're in for a world of disappointment.
Yeah.
But you do it because you have something to say, or that you want to make your mark on the corner of the universe. Like one of my biggest reasons for starting a band, outside of just like wanting to create art with friends, and like, is to leave something behind and leave something of value, and to make my mark on the world in some small way. Like, think about all the bands that you grew up that have left an impact on you. Like, if y'all are going to have children, like, you're going to show your kids your favorite band. You're going to show them your favorite record. You're going to show them something like, oh, this song or this album or this band moved me. Or fuck it, your best case scenario, like, you'll be like, oh, you know what? I met your mother and we bonded over this. We both love the same band. And like that shit, like having something that lasts beyond you, like to have a legacy, like that's the type of shit. At least for me, that's the type of shit that I'm on. And that's the type of shit that like motivates me for outside of like caring for my friends and wanting to give them an experience that they wouldn't normally have. Like that's my other major motivation for this shit. Like, I want to make a life to where, like, if I could, like, just being really selfish, but if I could make this band successful so that Lucy and Mark and Mike could have a life that they wouldn't normally have because of Haunter, like, then for me, that's all I fucking would want. Like, if I could sit there and be like, you know what, Lucy doesn't have to worry about taking care of her sisters, or Mark, like, can use this as a platform to promote like the business that he's running, and that sustain itself. And Haunter just runs and is a machine that can sustain all of our livelihoods. Like, I don't need to be the fucking hottest thing on fucking TikTok or the most viral song on Spotify. But if I could build a support system that allowed us to create art with our friends in the long term, fuck it, man. I'll call that a successful life and check out.
Well, yeah, man. You've already put out singles that are good. You've already got people listening, so you're already immortal, right? Because there's music out there that's not going anywhere. So you've already achieved immortality. So now it's just leveraging the other side of it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys about kind of, because you started talking about how singles are kind of the way, and that's one of the things that you guys wanted to do.
We talk about that a lot here.
Yeah, we definitely do. And talking about like taking a song and instead of thinking of it in the album format where you kind of have to make a series of 10, 11 songs work together, you can take a song and go, okay, well, here's kind of the other genre that's bleeding into this, or this one has a little bit of pop, but it's got a little bit of electronic in it. Let's lean heavily into it because it doesn't have to fit on a record, and let's make that single that entire genre, you know, and kind of being able to do that, which also feeds into Lucy being able to kind of like get her bucket list and get a song in every style out there. How was that like from the jump? Was that like the idea when you were doing this? It was like, this is what we're going to do. And I think this is a great way of kind of putting things out. Let's focus on a single like it can stand on its own. Or did that kind of come from writing and finding that it had that sound and went, let's just go with this?
That was super intentional.
Yeah, definitely a plan for sure. That was one of the first things that we talked about was, well, what do people want? And it's not really albums anymore, like we were saying. You know, people, it's all about instant gratification nowadays. So we were like, okay, how in a world where everyone gets everything they want immediately all the time, what do you do to keep people interested? And it's give them one thing at a time that's really, really good that makes them look forward to the next thing. You know what I mean? Because if we put out a whole album, they're going to listen to it and be like, oh, sick. Hell yeah, I love that album. When's the next one? And then
it's always like, what it is. Yeah.
Right. Put an album out today. It's old by next month.
2 years later.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. And then 2 years later, 3 whatever years later, then you have another bit of, 10, 15, whatever songs to listen to. So instead of doing that and losing those people over that time, like that kind of makeup time, in between albums or whatever, that was definitely intentional for sure. That was the very first thing we talked about was how would we want to release this? Like, what's the smartest way? And it's basically just one dope song at a time. However it leans with pop, it doesn't really matter whether it's pop punkish, whether it sounds more, industrial sounding, whether it's like top 40, just bubblegum Disney pop, like doesn't matter as long as you're putting something out and it's consistently good. Even if it wavers a little bit style-wise, I don't think people really care for that as much as they do to see that the band is still doing the same, you know what I'm saying, the same quality of thing. It's not really necessarily the, like, whichever way it's leaning, you know what I mean? Because it's still pop, just like anything else. You could say rock and it can mean
I think it's more fun.
Yeah, right.
So
to kind of go, where are they going to go on this next one? I think it's cool.
Exactly. So we honestly just kind of wrote the songs not, we knew they were going to be singles, so we weren't really worried about sounding, fitting together perfectly or whatever, fading into each other or anything. It was more like, okay, what have we gone through that we can really write about that's like an actual thing that's happening, like to just be legitimate in the songs. Like everything that we've written, like all of the lyrics are stuff that we've actually gone through. Like it's so funny, me and Anoma have, for whatever reason, always been going through like the same thing at the same time, like either breakups or like whatever. Just it's always our lives are like interlocked somehow. Like I don't understand. So when we were writing, we're like, oh, like this bitch, whatever, like. So we always kind of had the same energy behind like, okay, this is a saddish song. This is a bittersweet song. We miss someone, or this is just like, fuck it, let's party and get drunk and go to a strip club song. Because there are those too, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they're important.
It's all just very real from experience. We weren't worried about them fitting together, just want to make them badass and make people be like, oh, damn, that's a good song. And then a few months later, oh, damn, that's another good one. And then at some point, once you put that many songs out and people are like, oh damn, that's dope, like, you know, you kind of create this like agenda with people that they know you're
well, and then it's like, oh, this band's fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And then you kind of get this like respect from people when they see like, oh shit, they didn't just release like 2 songs and then fade it off into nothing. Like they keep doing it consistently with the same quality, the same, you know, promotion behind everything. And it's worked to our advantage. I think people are still interested. They're always asking, when's the next song? Because they know there's going to be another song. They're already aware every few months you're going to be getting something else. So now they're like, you know, it's kind of making people wait. You know what I mean? So it's building that pressure that they know it's coming, but like, when is it happening? You know, it keeps them wondering. So
yeah, you get that new album excitement, but you get it more often.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
So instead of like years, you know, it's like a couple months or whatever. It's a lot less likely to get boring. You know what I mean? People want it now, but I mean, we can only do what we can do. So,
the latest
definitely worked out though.
Don't go away. We'll be back right after these messages.
So we got a new sponsor.
Yeah, sweet balls, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm pretty sure you can guess by that conversation that our new sponsor is Manscaped.
Yes, Manscaped, a company that I'm very familiar with.
Me too.
A few years now. I've been using their products, and I tell you what, my marbles have never been shinier.
I actually got their lawnmower 3.0.
Yes.
Which it has skin safe technology, and they've just upgraded to the 4.0. And let me tell you, I loved the 3.0, but the 4.0 is just so much better. It's got a light on it. Do I really need a light? Yes, you do.
Visual aids.
Yeah,
Visual aids
you
are
absolutely do.
Sometimes,
for sure.
Sometimes in those crevices, that upper leg, inner crease.
Yes, agreed.
It's a tough spot. So the Perfect Package 4.0 contains the Lawnmower 4.0.
Yes.
But one of the things that I am a big fan of is the Crop Reviver.
Yes.
They call it. It is. They call it the Ball Spray Toner.
Yes. So it's
those marbles.
What else is in the Perfect package as well is the ball deodorant.
Yes.
It's the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing. So when you walk a lot, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get the chafing. I should probably lose weight, but instead I use this.
I'm just a fan. I've always been a fan. I was super excited when you told me that we got the email from them saying that we could now offer a discount to our listeners.
Yes.
I thought that was super cool. So
and men and women can use it too.
Absolutely. It's not just a man thing.
So if you want, you can get 20% off.
Yeah,
your order now.
A big deal.
That's a big deal.
Pretty awesome.
Use the promo code BaconPod. You get 20% off at manscaped.com. So go ahead to manscaped.com. Save yourself 20%.
Yeah.
Use the promo code
BaconPod.
And make your marbles clean.
20%
and shiny.
Check it out, manscaped.com. Highly recommended and used by your boys here at Bacon Is My Podcast. Like I said, keep those marbles shiny.
Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm Christina Chris of Kaleido, and you're consuming Bacon Is My Podcast.
The latest single, well, actually, when this airs, you're going to have a new single out.
Yeah.
But as of right now, your latest single is Paralyze, and you've released a few. Paralyze, I have heard described as anal because you didn't want to release it first. You wanted to wait because you had to work your way into that. If I'm getting that quote correctly from a podcast that I saw that you guys were on. What I would really like right now.
Oh my god! But no, yeah. It's true. It is true. It is true, and I did say that, and I still do stand by it, even though it is vulgar.
Well, and I will agree with you, but what I would like is I would like for you guys to explain to our listeners the other singles, what sexual acts they would be equated to if Paralyze is anal.
Okay.
And what is coming next?
Where do you go after that?
Where do we go after anal?
Okay, so I feel like
just straight fisted.
Done shit of
I'll give you the hint.
Yeah,
like,
no, okay.
The next song just sounds like Rammstein, like real hard, like.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, where the fuck did this come from? Like we
All right, so
give me golden shower.
Oh my god, what the fuck,
Oh my
bro?
god, Alice is the best. This is the best interview.
All right,
Let's take a turn.
Hey,
yeah, let's try to work this.
Go where the
back.
spirit takes you.
I told you I'm reading the room.
No, hey, listen. That's...
All right. Shit.
They said it. I'm just going. Hey, I did my research.
I'll say. I feel like Risk It All. If we had to say Risk It All, I feel like Risk It All is like a
going in without protection. You're just risking it all.
You know what? It's raw dogging. Which funny, I was gonna say
perfect.
it was just like a solid makeout party with a decent hand job, but no, if we're talking raw dogging, let's go for it.
Is there such a thing as a decent hand job? Let's be real.
I mean, it's sweet.
What are you, 13 still?
Well,
A decent hand job.
Yeah.
They're all just sort of sad.
Oh
Fair enough.
Like, why
Fair
is it
enough.
so dry?
Oh.
You ever heard of sandpaper?
Right,
yeah.
Boy, that is okay. No, so I'm all right. I'll agree with Mark. That's
Risk It All is exactly one PB touch.
One.
Yeah, one.
No, Risk It All is a very big. You're raw dog in that one. That's
okay.
I feel like Risk It All is kind of like the. So, do you wanna like? That's what that song is. That song is just asking. You know, that song is putting the vibe out there. Do you want to risk it all? I mean, it is the question of the song. You know what I mean? So that one's just the approach. You know. Or I say what else? Love You Better, as if you decide that you can't handle this, and then you just, you know, if it's too much for you, if it's now or never, someone's gonna love you better, you know, like it could have been us, but it's too much for you, so just go somewhere, you know. It's like, you know, it's just too much for some people. So that's the wavering if they're about it or not. That's what that is. That's the answer.
And that was the introduction. We introed with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
now
I'll say this.
like,
I'll say so. If we're going to equate that to a sexual act, let's because I mean we're going to go there. That is actively having a threesome and watching your partner kind of give a little more effort to the new person, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Where did you learn that move? Why haven't we tried that?
I feel like that's that kind of.
Why are you cool with that with our buddy?
That kind of leads to risking it all, though.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the way you're looking at them, like you don't look at me like that. What's up? So it's a threesome with questions, is what Love You Better
questions. Okay, all right.
like that is true.
Yeah.
I'm like, what else have we released? What else is there?
What was Miss Me?
Risk It All. Oh, Miss Me. Yeah, I was like, wait, there's another one in there somewhere. Hold on.
I feel like that should be.
So so if we're gonna go on this whole group sex thing, I think Miss Me is.
Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're doing. I don't know what you guys are doing, but that's what we're doing.
Miss Me is when you come home and they're already having group sex.
Damn.
There it is.
Like, y'all gonna miss me in that one. I tell you.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you miss me. Let me get this off.
You're gonna open the door and you'll be like, oh yeah, you would have liked it if I pulled that off.
Yeah.
There it is. It's like, oh yeah, look at that one. He's not even arching their back right. Like, okay. Like, there's no good grip on that. Like, you're sitting there talking all that good shit. Like, yeah.
Are you wearing shoes?
Why
do you still have shoes on?
Exactly.
It's
like,
not
oh yeah,
those cleats.
Are you wearing
cleats?
Oh yeah, they are hitting like a bitch. Like you're trying to get some power behind that swing. Like,
yeah.
Who brought the backpack? What's in there?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Like I have a whole host of weapons at my disposal, and y'all are just leaving the star player on the bench on that shit.
Yeah, right. I'm coming in here like Batman with my utility belt full.
And all y'all did was bring the lube in the backpack for hand jobs.
Right, yeah. You guys with your sad hand jobs.
Exactly. See, they're missing out. Like,
damn.
Well, speaking of sad hand jobs, We actually have bills to pay.
Yeah, so we're about to give a hand job to Pod Decks.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh.
And you guys are going to help us.
Yes.
That's
Perfect.
right. That's right.
We're going to have
4 hands doing that job.
5.
5 hands doing that job. Yeah, sorry.
Well, unless we go double.
I mean,
That's true.
Should I put lotion on?
Go for it.
Put some lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
I feel like
Oh, boy.
moisturize. Do some light stretching for this. Maybe a cardio warm up before.
We recommend light stretching before any podcast.
Yes, yeah, we do calisthenics every once in a while.
Especially this kind of podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
so what Pod Decks is it's like a deck of cards.
Yes.
That has icebreakers.
Yep. Random questions.
Random questions. It's for budding podcasters, people who don't know how to start a conversation, people who don't have verbal diarrhea like we do.
Yes.
And can just talk to anybody about anything.
Yeah.
Even
I
hot
like
dogs down
that.
hallways.
Hot dogs down hallways.
So what we like to do is have our guests. You guys can pick from a deck, and then you're going to pick a card from each deck. So the decks that we have are the interview deck 2, episode deck, Would You Rather, What the Heck, How Dare You?
You have to say it like that.
It has to be said that way. If you don't say it like Mr. Big Head from Rocko's Modern Life, disqualified. And What the Fuck? So Mark's been kind of quiet lately. So I think we're going to get Mark to pick the first deck.
yeah.
The what the fuck? Let's
What the fuck from
Okay.
Mark, all right?
hit it.
What I love about the What the Fuck here is it's like the MTV branding.
that
It's
is
really
dope.
freaking
Nice.
dope.
It's a pretty dope logo.
Okay. So Enoma, what are you gonna pick from?
Now you guys can pick from the same deck if you want, or you can go from where.
Yeah.
No.
We'll go interview deck 2.
Interview deck
Oh,
2.
Okay, is that the? Yeah, that's this one. Cool. And Lucy.
I'm going to say the how dare you. Cause
Well, you're gonna
excuse me?
have to say it like that.
what? Say what? Like what?
How dare
Oh, sorry. How dare you?
There we go. That's much better.
Ooh, I like that infliction.
That's- yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
How
Fantastic
dare
diction.
Yeah. All right. So while I shuffle the deck,
Yes.
Jim's going to explain how this helps us and Poddex.
Yes, I will quickly let everybody know that if you go to poddex.com, you can check out all of these decks. They have them in groups. You can buy them singly. They also have like some t-shirts with the logos on them. So if you want that What the Fuck deck with the MTV logo, you can get it. Lots of cool swag over there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go there and make yourself a little cart, go ahead and throw the promo code BACON.
Because everything is better with bacon.
Yep, and you will get 10% off your entire order. And that helps us keep buying whiskey here at the show. Helps keep it free.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
This is important work.
So
this is important stuff.
Mark, I'm going to fan these out here, and you get to tell them when to stop.
I'm going to start moving. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Stopping right now. All right.
There we go. I like this.
Oh, this is an easy one. This isn't even a what the fuck. If you could sing a duet with anyone, who would it be?
Ooh.
Oh.
Deep thought.
Deceptively
all of a
hard
sudden-
question.
Yeah.
Brooks beard.
I would have to say Kaylani. She's got a
Ooh.
great voice.
Ooh.
She got a lot
Good
of
answer.
great
Good
everything.
answer.
Okay.
You're doing
Right.
so good, Mark.
That's a good answer.
I feel like that was pretty easy though.
I don't know. There was a lot of dead air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You were thinking about it.
There was a
Like,
thought
oh,
process that went in there.
Yeah, you
Well,
definitely did.
I thought
think
about
it.
Celine Dion, but
Yes.
I'm glad
No,
you didn't say
Kaylani-
that. There was a strict no Celine Dion ban at my wedding.
Yeah, there was.
A very strong.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
First of all,
I would have been booted right out of the podcast. It would have went to 3 people.
My mom was real upset, and I'm like, that's it. That's no Celine Dion. That's
Yeah.
it. So, okay. Noma, you, sir.
All right, we are moving.
Right, we are moving. Let's stop.
Stopping right there. And Noma, what's something that you've never been able to do well?
Ooh.
Obviously, a master at hand jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I get the worst hand jobs. Like, yeah. I wouldn't. Hell, honestly, I hate giving them to myself.
I was gonna say you've had a lifetime to practice.
Yeah, and I'm still really bad at them. It's super depressing. So yeah, sad hand jobs aside, man, I think something that I'm really bad at is letting shit go. Like I'm the kind of guy, like I'm a driver in a lot of ways. Like I want shit done. Like I have this like overuse of a sense of urgency to get shit done, and that can be kind of it can be a lot to deal with. So I feel like I put my band through a lot sometimes when I have that like real sense of urgency. So like they've given me a lot of grace, but they certainly check me like if I'm out of pocket. Like if I'm out of pocket, like I can expect like Mark or Mike or Lucy to be like, "Hey, chill the fuck out." and I'm trying. God, I am trying to fucking chill the fuck out. But sometimes I just get it in my head, and I'm just like, "Fuck, we have things to do," and like I freak out a little bit. So like it can be a lot, but I'm working on it. But I'm not.
I think I might have that same problem.
Yeah, I'm not particularly good at it, man. Like it can be a struggle. So I'm working on it, but that's something I'm trying to get better at.
All right. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right.
Self-awareness, my friend.
Self-awareness is huge.
Oh, yes.
All right, here we go with the How Dare You deck.
All right.
Moving the fingy. You let me know when.
Okay, go. Stop right there. That's the one.
Stop right there.
That's the perfect one.
Lucy, has anyone ever accidentally seen you naked, and who?
Oh, man. Anyone? I walked out one time of the hotel bathroom when my band was outside, and I thought they were all outside like packing the trailer, and there my guitarist Alex was, and he definitely saw my boobs. So I was like, "You're welcome."
I was gonna say that.
Cheers to you.
That is definitely like the worst question to ask a band,
right?
Like especially a band that's been on the road.
It's
even bands that have not been on the road.
Everyone in my band has accidentally seen me naked.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Or has it been?
I would say now it's pretty much like everyone is. Well, I guess my guitarist and my drummer have been there for a while now, so they've both like accidentally seen something at some point for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I don't really give a fuck. So I'm like, well, you've seen boobs before, dude. Like, what?
Right.
It's like. Well,
it's
cover your fucking eyes, I guess. I don't know.
Bands are basically a marriage.
Yeah, we've all seen each other's like balls or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like I've smelled your farts, I've seen your balls. Like we're family now. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody's farts don't stink.
Yeah, it's like it's fine. Yeah, it's not fine, but it's fine.
Yeah, you deal with it.
It's not ideal, but it's not a deal breaker.
Farts, great.
Right. Exactly.
Good times.
Exactly.
Good times.
So I wanted to ask you guys, outside of music, one, I always hate the, and we've talked about this, like our bands, I hate the how'd you get your band name question at all. So I'm not going to ask that, but I am going to ask if anyone in the band is a Pokemon fan.
Yes. Yeah, I am.
And if not,
I was the one to point that out. Anoma didn't know. Until I was like, you know,
really?
That's a he was like, you know, that's a Pokemon, right? He's like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, dude, it's a fucking Pokemon.
Dude, not only is it a Pokemon, but is it a Pokemon that kills by licking and sending into convulsions?
I didn't even think about that.
So what you mean to say is we nailed it on the band name.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's when I like read a couple interviews and I watched a couple podcasts with you guys. And I thought about that. I was like, oh, someone has to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's too perfect.
Yeah.
Like that makes so much sense.
Oh yeah.
I knew that exactly when he wrote the notes for this show, which was this morning.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was.
Enoma didn't know, but I did. I've been a huge I grew up with Pokemon. That was like my shit. And then when Pokemon Go came out, I like shit my pants immediately and like was on my bike going to the Pokestops. Like
right.
I was about that shit like hard for a few months. Like riding
Nice.
I still
miles,
play
like,
every once in a while.
15 miles on a bike. Yeah, it's super fun.
Still jump on there, Mark?
Yeah,
well, I mean, you had
yeah.
it at the ready, so yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember when it came out. That was so much fun. I had a Pokestop by my house, so I could just sit there and spin that thing all day. And I've still got inventory from that.
I feel like I have this stigma with Pokemon because we have a comic book store that's right down the block from me, but they tend to do those like either Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or all those like card games.
Mm-hmm.
They have those tournaments, right? So every once in a while, like I'll pass by there, I'll have a couple of minutes, I'm like, oh cool, you know what, I'll just stop in there. And I walk in there and I always immediately feel judged.
Yes.
Well, because you don't know.
Right. Because it's like, oh cool, they're doing their thing. And they're like, what is this fucking guy doing in my comic book shop?
Right.
It's like, well, I want to go and I want to look at, I want to pull out a graphic novel. Oh, cool. Graphic novel. You're not keeping up. Good. And yeah, that's my stigma. Right, exactly. Yeah. It's like, I got kids, man. Like, I can't just always.
I get those.
What are your guys, aside from Pokemon or including it, what are your guys kind of like nerd out things that you guys do? Are you guys like, what shows do you binge? Are you comic book people? Are you movie people? Are you pro wrestling people? Are you what do you got? What do you guys do?
I'm honestly not very much of a nerd, except for like food stuff because like I said, I was a chef for a while, so I literally watch like food science, basically, like Alton Brown, if you've ever heard of him. That's
absolutely,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to be him growing up real bad, so I watch a lot of like molecular gastronomy type stuff, which is like where they make like peas, but it's in like a foam or like a gel or something, like essence of like whatever, you know. Like I like to watch stuff like that. I'm not much of like I'm not a video game person because I tattoo for a living. I literally like don't have time to play video games or anything. I don't watch that much TV. I'm really kind of boring. I just work like literally all the time. And yeah, I mean, food nerd stuff. That's about it, man. Like
you can't be like, I'm not much of a nerd, but I like to watch Alton Brown make foam out of peas and get into molecular. Yeah, that's nerd stuff. That's nerd stuff.
That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's pretty nerdy to be honest.
It's pretty awesome. Like, it's pretty awesome, definitely.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, you change food into like literally like a bubble. You know what I mean? People make like literally a bubble that doesn't pop until you like put it in your mouth, and then it's like filled with some other kind of flavor. So it's like Willy Wonka, but in real life, and I find that super interesting.
That's
you
cool.
know?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Alton's pretty crazy like that. I've gotten into like more food people. Like I like Matty Matheson just because he's loud. He's on YouTube. If you ever want to see somebody, he's just a big tattooed maniac.
God.
And he's
crazy. So obnoxious. Very good chef, but like I can't stand somebody like yelling at me while they're trying to tell me about a fucking sandwich or whatever. And no, I'm like, okay, just take it down, just slightly down. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm like a hippie, so when I'm cooking, I'm trying to like chill.
Gotta zen out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got this motherfucker like, and then you put on the pesto. I'm like, oh,
like, why so loud?
Just so loud. And he's like real shrill, like his voice is big, and then he's like, oh, it's just very tense. I'm like, dude, smoke a joint, bro. Like, chill out, fuck.
Yeah, just watching you do that gave me anxiety.
Right. It's he got me a book. He got me a cookbook for Christmas, actually, and I have to read the cookbook in his voice, and I'm like, It's very jarring. Very jarring.
I have that one, but I was given the Babish cookbook to balance it out with his soothing tones.
Yes, there you go. I
So,
like that.
and Oma and Mark, how about you guys? What do you guys have anything that you guys nerd out on? You guys?
I grew up riding dirt bikes, and so
nice.
When COVID started and they were talking about everything shutting down, I was like, oh, shit, everything's gonna shut down. Not gonna be able to go places. What am I gonna do? And I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, I guess I could go get me a dirt bike again. They're not gonna shut down the forest or
right.
things like that. So, I was like, it's a workout, so serve two purposes. So I try to go and do that every once in a while. I guess nerd out on that.
More like trails and stuff, or do you do like ramps and stuff? Or
oh yeah, man, I've been hitting the tracks a lot lately since they've opened up. I went yesterday actually with a buddy, so
nice.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I used to be BMX. I hurt myself a lot.
That's dope.
I rode a lot when I was younger. A lot.
Me too.
Oh man, where did I went to this little skate park in Austin and rode with Aaron Ross one time.
Oh wow.
It was super cool. He just pulled up and I think he had like the lime green or lime yellow bike at the time, and it was just all one color, and he pulled up at this little park and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "You Aaron Ross?" He was like, "Yeah, this is like my local park. I live right down the road. I just came to, ride. You want to ride a little bit?" And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
It was me and one of my buddies, and we just kind of doodled around on some little ramps and like a little tennis court. And then he was like, "All right, guys, I'm out."
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, shit.
That's so cool.
That was sick. So,
that is sick. That's a cool experience. Nice. I had like none of my friends rode bikes. All of them were skaters. So it was like I would go to like certain skate parks with them and stuff, but I was the only one on a bike. And I tried skating like twice and
it's hard.
busted my ass twice. And I was like, I'm good. I need my hands on something that can steer. I'm good.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just making that triangle just gives you all the balance in the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I used to skate
I don't know what to do with my
when I
hands.
was a kid.
Right. Yeah. You're like, I'm
so that's what happens when I skate, just
And what about you, buddy? What do you do?
Man, I'm probably the biggest nerd in this group. Man, I like video games. I'm not a huge gamer, but there's definitely some titles that I will always kind of fuck with. I love anime. I'm a fucking huge anime nerd. I've been into it since I was a kid. To the point where I actually started learning Japanese when I was a teenager because I wanted to understand it better. Like I can still read it and write it, but like conversation is tough. Outside of like video games and anime, I think I'm probably the biggest nerd about just like video editing stuff. Like I've gotten really into that, like mostly out of necessity for the band. Like I try to put together like all of our
Do you edit all the videos for them?
Well, so I haven't edited the music videos, but like any of the advertisements you see for the band are things that I've put together.
Nice.
I want to get more into it. Like I want us to have like a more robust or well shot like videos or behind the scenes footage. Like I've been researching that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I like visual storytelling, so I've been kind of a bit of a nerd about that stuff. But like, yeah, the anime stuff I would say is probably by far the nerdiest stuff. Nerdiest thing about me, to the point where I started like collecting figurines, and I wish I hadn't, because now I have the itch to buy a lot of them, and I'm gonna. So it's
I'm looking for an old Alucard. So if you know where I can find one, you hit me up and let me know.
I will. I'll see. I'll see what I can find for you.
I was a big Hellsing person. I love that anime. I was a big fan of that, just because I like dark and vampire, and I was very. I was a goth kid coming up, so
huge into Twilight.
Not so much into Twilight. I don't like my bedazzled vampires, but
Like vampires shouldn't sparkle, you know. Ever.
No, they should not. Nor should they be pedophiles.
That is also true.
Yeah.
That's
so all right,
yeah,
so
we're not into that.
yeah. I was gonna try to be like, well, I mean, he's like, nah, there's really no ground to stand on. Robert Pattinson as a criminal,
right? What was your like? Do you have a go-to anime that you tell people if they're getting into anime?
Here's the
or
thing,
just
like
something that you watch over and over again.
They're all kind of weird, so you have to just kind of like accept that. But there's one that I really love called My Hero Academia. That's a solid one. Like, it's probably the one that has the most depth of characters, because a lot of anime can be very surface level and tropey, and it's like it just kind of like it's very paint by numbers. But this one actually has like still hits all the markers of like you would expect from a traditional shonen like anime or manga, but like there's actually heart there. There's nuance to the characters, so it adds a little more, makes it a little more interesting and way more palatable for someone who wants like some character development.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the ones that like they picked for Netflix? You know, like Netflix, like it's very limited, but they'll have like Black Butler, and then they did Cowboy Bebop, and they did the Cowboy Bebop live action. And what do you think of those?
I'm not really rocking with those, if I got to be honest with you. Like, it's just it's not really hitting for me. I haven't seen the live action Cowboy Bebop, but I was not a Bebop fan to begin with, so it's not really. If I didn't like the anime, I'm probably not going to like the live action.
Right? Yeah.
So I'll miss that. I'm perfectly happy with my Crunchyroll subscription, and I can just kind of keep it moving.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we've been hanging out for a while. We don't want to take too much of your time up anymore.
Thank you, guys.
But please let everybody know where they can find you, your music, all of the things.
I'm like, should I do the thing again? HaunterIsn'tReal.com for everything. Haunter isn't real. It's not real. Haunter isn't real on Instagram. Haunter isn't real on Twitter. Haunter isn't real on Facebook. HaunterIsn'tReal.com. Buy our merch. We've got merch on there. We've got all of our links to everything. You can send us a message from the website. You can do whatever you want. Buy our stuff, wear it. It'll get you laid. HaunterIsn'tReal.com. That's the one.
Or at least a sad hand job.
Yes.
Or at least a sad hand job.
Yeah. If you want your hand jobs phoned in, buy our merch.
Always leave with something.
Is there? I
was just going to say, aren't they all?
Aren't all hand jobs just a phoned-in thing to begin with?
Yeah. I mean, but so no. Best case scenario, they're the thing that leads to the other thing. But
right,
don't try and sugarcoat this. Buddy.
I feel like sad hand jobs. Sad hand jobs are a thank you for a lame finger bang.
Oh man,
nobody wants either.
Yeah, no one likes.
One was very enthusiastic, you know.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's fair. It's like, oh well, I guess I'll.
I mean,
right? Yeah, like
thanks, I guess.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all
just
right.
like two fingers, just kind of. That's it.
Yeah.
Like little sandpaper on each
it's
one.
A little Sistine Chapel of sadness.
Yeah, little.
All right, guys. Well, it is test time, though. It is test time.
It is test time.
So stop goofing around.
Yeah. Cut the shit.
But cutting shit is all I do.
What is the most important question?
Yeah, you got to leave the people with something.
Oof.
What is it
that you ask yourself every day,
every single day?
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go first because I'm gonna have to think about that.
She forgot. She
I'm
forgot.
gonna ask myself a lot.
No,
of
we gave
things.
you the answer.
We gave you the answer.
We gave you the answer. Yeah,
it was way before we started talking about sad hand jobs and how your songs are like anal.
Right. Honestly, the number one thing that I think every single day that I ask myself is like, how can I make other people's lives better, even if I've had like a shit ass day? Like, I always want to like somehow make people either laugh or, you know, tell butthole jokes, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, just so people can like lighten up, you know what I mean? Like, life isn't always that bad, and but you also never know what someone else is going through, like, no matter who it is, you know what I mean? How happy they look, how successful or whatever. So I always try to remind myself, like, don't be so hung up on yourself and focus on other people more than yourself. Because I feel like if more people did that, you know what I'm saying? Like, thought like outside of their own existence, then it would be a much nicer world. So I always try to ask myself, like, what did I do to, either make something better today, make somebody laugh today, make someone else's life easier, no matter what it is. Like, just complimenting somebody sometimes, like, oh, hey, like if I see like an older lady, I'll be like, I love your outfit, you look hot, and there's like, you never know what kind of mind frame they're in. So I always ask myself, like, pretty much, is your life really that bad? It's really not. Focus on other people more than you focus yourself on yourself. That's
I could ruin
pretty
this.
much the
100%.
main gist of my life, basically.
You could ruin this.
I think I'm going to ruin it.
Go for it.
That was an awesome answer to our question.
Yes.
But the question we are looking for is,
what is bacon?
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
And that's how you know what to tell people. That's how you know what to tell people. That's how you know what to say to people. That's how you know that old woman needs to know that she looks fucking hot today, is because you find out what her bacon is. And if her bacon is knowing that she looks fly in that fucking outfit, then you say, baby, you look fly in that outfit because I know your bacon. So ask yourself every fucking day.
What is your bacon?
What is your bacon?
Yes.
Is it fancier like that? Bacon?
Bacon?
You put like a little.
It's
like
way fancier. It's like an
is
umlaut.
That like a
you put an umlaut?
Yeah. Yeah, an umlaut over the O. Bacon.
An umlaut over the O.
Bacon. It's French.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it very much.
Thank you
are
for having
always
us.
welcome back.
Yes.
And everybody, please check them out. Please check out the music. Check out everything. And, like we said, ask yourself every day, what's your bacon?
What's your bacon is?
One interview.
I could have stayed on with them a lot longer.
I shouldn't be saying this now, but Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. It is the outro.
Yeah, my mom and dad will laugh. My mom will just be like, Jimmy. But yeah.
They were fun. They were a lot of fun.
I want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
They're another one. They're another one that I could say almost bromantic.
Yeah.
We had a bromance with Lucy.
Yeah. Yeah. She was funny, talking about in the 7 questions, she's talking about beating up some dude.
Yeah. So yeah, they're a fun band, and the music's really good.
Yeah, you know what, like,
which is even better.
What you hear is definitely, it's not necessarily indicative of what you're gonna hear on their records or on their singles.
Well, I think that's makes a lot of sense too, because if you talk to you on a general basis, it's not indicative of what you're going to hear from your music. Same thing with me. You might think you're going to hear something one way, and then you hear the music, and it's a different way.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think that's
You're generally a pretty happy guy.
Yeah,
and your music is sadness.
Yeah, that's why I'm a happy guy. Get it all out.
Yeah. Speaking of your music and you being a happy guy, where can they find you?
Well, we have a new single out, and it's very sad. And you can find it and us and everything about us at cravingstrange.net.
Yes.
And everywhere from there, just hit the links, and they're going to be there. And that alarm tells me that it is time to also tell you that I am at Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. And you can find Bacon Is My Podcast at baconismypodcast.com, where you can check out episodes. You can have links to check out our Patreon. You can check out Bacon Is My Fashion and
some
check
of
out
our
some of our
sponsors.
sweet merch. And there's a sponsor page where you can jump on and you can get links to all of the cool sponsors that we have mentioned already. How about you, Bud? Where can they find you?
Me personally, I am at Me My Own Self Mike on the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Facebook. Excuse me. My band, Something Heavy. We're going to be putting something out relatively soon as well. You can catch us on all of the streaming platforms at Something Heavy Music on all of the different Instagrams and the Twitters and the what have you. Very Danhausen. What have you.
The Who's What's Us.
Yes.
Very evil. Very nice.
Very, very nice. Yes. But until then.
Yeah. Have yourself a good rest of your day, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, ask yourself today, tomorrow, the next day, whenever.
Always.
Yeah.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
You love your weekly dose of bacon as my podcast, but you need even more bacon. Well, just go over to baconismypodcast.com. You can engage even more with us over there. It's a pathway to our music, extra content, our social media pages. Most importantly, grab yourself some pretty sweet swag and put it all over your body parts. Again, that's baconismypodcast.com. Listen to some tunes, pick up some merch, and tell us, what's your bacon?